Hebrews chapter 11 records the story of faith of biblical men and women who have gone before us. By faith, Enoch. By faith, Abraham and Sarah. By faith, Moses. By faith, Rahab. And the stories continue. Then, when we rehearse our faith stories, when we remember them, then we begin to understand and get a glimpse of God's providence, God's love for humanity, and how God's story continues from generation to generation.
Hi, my name is Mercy Gonzalez-Barnes, and I'm your regional missionary to Iberoamerica and the Caribbean.
My ministry focuses on theological education and leadership development, and I am following the path laid by my colleagues Ruth Mooney and Sue Haggerty in Cuba. One of my passions is the church and its history, which is one reason why this text is so appropriate. Church history allows us to understand the church in the context of the cultures, movements, institutions, and philosophies that have surrounded it. We begin to grasp pieces of God's pattern for the world, and we begin to discover our own history and how we fit into the larger picture. With diplomatic relations strengthening between the U.S. and Cuba, many are wondering what that means for Christians in both countries. After the revolution, many Christians fled the country, leaving a small remnant on the island. In the 1990s, however, Castro began to soften his policies toward the church and its believers. Today, theological seminaries operate independently and without the direction of the Cuban government. Theological education in Cuba has emerged stronger than ever. Cuban Baptists support seminaries in both the eastern and western sides of the island. Church history invites us to see with new eyes and discover where God has already been at work and see the expanding choir of the great cloud of witnesses. Partnering with Cuban Baptists opens up a unique view of God's work in a country that has been closed to us for decades. Join with me as we begin to explore how our faith stories intersect and overlap with the stories of our Cuban Baptist brothers and sisters.